Hello everyone. So welcome back to this channel once again. And in this video session, I'll continue with the OpenQuery command tutorial. So I've created this much videos on the OpenQuery file. So uh, last video was on map field parameter where we are mapping the field using the OpenQuery file and creating new file fields and using them in the query selection parameter. Now this time I am going to use the sort sequence and language ID in the OpenQuery file. So let me tell you how we can use this. So just take this example. So what I'm doing here is I'm declaring the file. So first let me show you the file. So this file has three fields: employee ID, employee name, and manager ID. So the main important thing here you will be noticing is employee name. So where I have used several upper cases or lower cases, so they are in different uppercase or lower cases. So you can see this is capital NA cases, this is capital N small a small NA, capital NA, like this one. So if I compare this this column with some value, let's say I'm providing the capital uppercase, that is a unique value. And if I provide a small uppercase, that is again a different value than the uppercase value. So both are different values. So this is just, that's why sort sequence or a sort sequence thing comes into the picture. So in ibmi, here I'm declaring this file. I'll show you the example that how the different sort sequences works on this data. So here I'm overriding the file and sharing star yes so that I can share it with the OpenQuery RPG program where I'm just uh, reading the ODP and displaying that only in the loop. So that ODP is created using this OpenQuery file command. So the first thing here you are noticing is I'm selecting file pf1 and I'm selecting the employee name and that contains a capital N and a small a. So here what I'm doing here is the OpenID is A, but if you notice the sort sequence and the language ID is coming from the job. So let's check the job sort sequence and the language ID. So the job sort sequence is currently the star hex and the language ID is ENU. So if I open this, so if it's job, let's say, just take F4, F1 here. So for job, the sort sequence value for job is retrieved for the job, and a sort sequence table is not used in this case. And the hexadecimal values of the particular characters are used to determine the sort sequence. So specify the sort sequence to be used for sorting and grouping selection, specifying this. So basically, it will select this query will select the employee name that contains capital N and a small a in that, following the small a in that. So if I look at this data, so capital N and small a is this one. So the employee ID 5, capital N small a, and manager ID 9. So this is the only data that would be selected out of this query. And after that, I'm calling the program, deleting the ODP that is created using the OpenQuery file and deleting the override. Now I'm again doing the same thing. This time I'm using the sort sequence star hex. So earlier the sort sequence was job and which is default set to star hex. So basically the same thing. Whatever I'm doing here is the same thing here. Nothing changed. The query is still the same, only the sort sequence changes here. So when the sort sequence is, let's say this time the sort sequence is language ID shared. So whenever S comes into the picture, the language ID will be ENU. And if I don't specify ENU here, and I would suggest job here, let's say, okay. So in that case also that comes ENU, because if you look at the job, just to change job, language ID is ENU. So if you want, we may specify it also. Now this is the important thing here. Language ID shared. A shared weight sort table is used in this case. So what does that mean? So in this case, the query is employee name contains capital and small a. In this case, whenever language ID shared weight table is used for the sort sequence, then if I come to the data, so it basically treats all the uppercase and the lowercase as the same value, same character. So if I would search for a capital and small a, it would search for everything. So all the data would be displayed, or the part of the ODP in that case. Now again the same thing, and this time I'm using the sort sequence as language ID unique. So if you go here and if you take F4 here and F1 here, you will notice a unique weight sort table is used in this case, which means the every upper or the lower character is unique in itself. So basically every character means a small a and capital A will be treated differently. So in this case, the result would be same that we will be getting for the hex values case. So basically capital and small a will be searched. That is this one. So let me now run this example and let me show you this. This is compiled. Just put the breakpoint and call this program. So just showing it only once, that just do work job. No ODP is created till now for PF1, no write file. So once this query got executed, so you can see the ODP for PF1 is created, and the override also exists. Just to shift 10. So this will basically select only this record that I have told STRSQL, that is NA, capital N small a, this one. So this is the only record that qualifies for this query result. Employee ID 5, capital N small a, and manager ID 9, and nothing for this one. So this come out. Now again for this one, sort sequence hex, and this was also the sort sequence hex. So the same value would be displayed as you noticed. SP job log. So the same value got displayed here too. And the ODP deleted and override deleted. Now again the override happens and the ODP created for this one. that is language ID is shared. So the shared weight table was used. In this case, ODP is created. So this time all the records will be fetched and displayed as part of the ODP, because this time capital and small case letters are treated as the same letters, same characters. So everything will be part of this. So if I go through this one, name one, and this one, employee ID 2. So you can see employee ID for 3, this is for 4, and this is for 5. So all the records are part of the ODP and they got displayed here. And this is the end of file now. And closing the ODP, deleting the ODP and deleting the override, again overriding it, and again creating the ODP. This time the language ID unique sort sequence is there. So basically unique table sort table is used. So all the upper and lowercase characters are treated differently. So only this one got uh, part of the ODP, and that will be displayed. 5, capital and small a, and manager ID 9. So that's the only record part of this ODP. So this way you see that how the sort sequence work. So there were different sort sequence like hex and language ID, ENU, and the sort sequence like language ID unique, language ID shared. So shared is where you have some, let's say, small or uppercase data in your table, and you want everyone to be searched, whether it's an uppercase or a lowercase, and you just need to give any case here in your query, let's say both the uppercase and both the lowercase or mixed characters. You want to search everything with that. So you can use this sort sequence. Otherwise, you can go for the sort sequence language ID unique or the hex based upon your need, because if you only want to search for those upper or lower characters that you want, then you can keep the sort sequence as per need. That's all in this video. Thank you and